Nothing happened there. Well, you better come in. No, we hate you.
They just decided not to.
We decided not to. They told me not to.
Yes, have your people officially retracted.
We're workout buddies. We're workout buddies. I don't care.
The flashing cameras outside the premiere venue could barely keep up as celebrities poured onto the carpet one after another. But the moment that instantly stole the spotlight arrived quietly and unexpectedly. As Selena Gomez stepped out in a stunning black gown with delicate silver details catching every light around her, the crowd erupted with excitement. Just a second later, Blanco appeared beside her, smiling with the kind of calm confidence that only comes from being completely comfortable with someone. What happened next turned an already glamorous night into one fans would obsess over for days. Benny gently wrapped his hands around Selena's waist, pulling her close as photographers shouted their names from every direction. Before anyone could even process the moment, he leaned in and kissed her softly in front of the cameras, leaving the audience screaming and reporters scrambling to capture every angle. Selena laughed immediately afterward, visibly blushing as she rested her hand against his chest, and the chemistry between them became impossible to ignore. The documentary premiere had already been one of Hollywood's most anticipated events of the year, but that single moment transformed the entire atmosphere into something deeply emotional and unforgettable. Guests inside the theater later admitted the energy completely shifted after Benny and Selena arrived together, because they looked less like celebrities posing for attention, and more like two people genuinely lost in their own world despite hundreds of cameras surrounding them. Social media exploded within minutes as clips of the kiss spread across every platform imaginable. Fans called it one of Selena's happiest public appearances in years, pointing out how relaxed and radiant she looked standing beside Benny. Some even noticed that throughout the carpet walk, he never once let go of her hand or moved too far away, constantly checking to make sure she felt comfortable during the chaotic media frenzy. But the emotional moments of the night were only beginning. Once the screening started, the audience settled into their seats expecting an inspiring and emotional documentary experience. What they did not expect was the deeply personal atmosphere that unfolded inside the theater. Throughout the screening, Selena appeared visibly emotional while watching several scenes tied to her personal journey, career struggles, and private battles behind fame. Witnesses inside the venue described moments where Benny quietly whispered reassuring words to her, while holding her hand in the dark theater. Yet the biggest surprise came from legendary actor Martin Short, whose reaction during the emotional ending reportedly left several attendees stunned. As the final scenes played and the credits began rolling, many audience members were already wiping away tears, but Martin Short appeared especially overwhelmed. According to people seated nearby, he became visibly emotional during a heartfelt montage reflecting on resilience, friendship, and finding happiness after painful chapters in life. By the time the lights came back on, Martin was reportedly wiping tears from his face while applauding Selena's courage and honesty. Several attendees later claimed the emotional response from Martin touched Selena deeply, because she has always admired him not only as a comedy legend, but also as someone who understands heartbreak and perseverance on a personal level. The touching exchange between them after the screening quickly became another major talking point of the evening. Witnesses say Martin approached Selena with watery eyes and embraced her warmly while telling her how proud he was of everything she had overcome. Benny reportedly stood nearby smiling quietly as Selena hugged Martin tightly in return, creating one of the most genuine moments of the entire premiere. Industry insiders later described the atmosphere inside the venue as unusually heartfelt for a Hollywood event. Instead of feeling overly staged or promotional, the night reportedly carried a sense of authenticity that many guests had not experienced in years. Part of that emotional connection seemed to come from Selena herself, who appeared determined to show a more vulnerable and honest side of her life, rather than hiding behind carefully rehearsed celebrity perfection. Throughout the after-party, guests continued buzzing about Benny's affectionate behavior towards Selena. Several attendees noticed the music producer constantly making sure she was comfortable, guiding her gently through crowded spaces while keeping one hand around her waist almost the entire night. At one point during the celebration, the pair reportedly slipped away from the center of attention for a quieter moment together near a balcony overlooking the city skyline. Fans online immediately became obsessed after blurry photos surfaced showing them laughing privately away from the cameras. The romance between Selena and Benny has continued surprising many people in Hollywood, because few expected their relationship to become this serious this quickly. Yet according to those close to the couple, their connection is built far more on emotional understanding than celebrity glamour. Friends claim Benny has brought a calming presence into Selena's life during a period where she has been focused heavily on protecting her peace and surrounding herself with people she genuinely trusts. That emotional security seemed visible throughout the premiere night as Selena appeared more confident and joyful than she had in many public appearances over recent years. Even fashion critics who attended the event admitted it was difficult to focus entirely on the designer outfits because the emotional energy between Selena and Benny kept drawing everyone's attention back to them. Some reporters even described their interactions as movie-like, saying the affection never appeared forced for photographers, but instead looked natural and deeply sincere. As the night continued, guests mingled while discussing standout moments from the documentary, yet conversations repeatedly returned to the emotional reactions witnessed throughout the evening. Martin Short's tears became especially symbolic for many attendees because they reflected how deeply Selena's story resonated with people across different generations in the entertainment industry. Several insiders later revealed that multiple guests became emotional during the screening, but Martin's reaction stood out because of how openly heartfelt it was. By the end of the night, videos of Benny kissing Selena while holding her close had already generated millions of views online. Fans flooded comment sections describing the couple as adorable, genuine, and unexpectedly refreshing in an industry often criticized for performative relationships. Others focused on Selena's smile throughout the evening, saying it revealed more than any interview ever could. As black SUVs slowly pulled away from the venue and the premiere officially came to an end, one thing became undeniable. What was supposed to be a glamorous Hollywood documentary event transformed into something far more emotional and memorable. Between Benny Blanco's affectionate public display with Selena Gomez and Martin Short's tearful reaction inside the theater, the evening became a rare reminder that even in the middle of celebrity chaos, authentic human emotion can still steal the show.
I love you, Haley.